Hello, this is Vincent Regan, otherwise known as Vice Admiral Garp from One Piece, and I'm speaking to you from Budapest and the Comic-Con 2025. It's been a great day. Best wishes.
So just for the fun, I heard you from Swansea. Did you like the famous Michu Swansea team back then, or you don't like football?
I do. I love football. I'm an Everton fan, and when you're an Everton fan, you have to love football, because it's always quite hard to be an Everton fan, especially when your neighbours are Liverpool that win all the time. Yeah.
Do you like the Carlo Ancelotti era at Everton?
Yeah, no, I wished Carlo Ancelotti had stayed, but then some obscure team came looking for him. Real Madrid, I mean, he had to go, I know, but hey-ho. I think the fact that we've got our old coach back, David Moyes, and he's done really well. You know, we ended up mid-table, which no one expected. And they're moving into the new stadium at Bramley Dock. So, yeah, and we've got new owners as well. You know, we've got Americans have come in now, so we shall see.
So, how is your day so far? You had your stage.
My day has been really cool. Yeah, it's been great, you know. Met lots of really interesting people that are really excited to be here, and, you know, talking to them about projects that I've been involved in, like One Piece, obviously, but other things like 300 from way back when. No, it's been great. It's been great.
I heard you played several Shakespeare roles in the past.
Yeah.
My ma woke me up twice in my childhood in the middle of the night. Once to see Neil Armstrong step out onto the surface of the moon, and once to watch my father slip into the pig shed at dawn and put a knife into a sleeping Tamworth.
Shakespeare is important for you because I know about, I'd like to ask a little bit later about that movie project, what you tried to make with Sean Bean and did that Macbeth.
Oh God, yeah. Yeah.
And there is a saying, if I told it right, they say Shakespeare already written every story, we just tell it in different ways. There is a saying. Yeah. Do you believe that?
Yeah. Well, I'm a great fan of Shakespeare. I started out in the industry working for in Stratford-upon-Avon, working for the Royal Shakespeare Company, and it was the reason why I became an actor was because of Shakespeare. I wanted to do Shakespeare. But the thing is, it's funny, because if you look at all the stories that Shakespeare told, none of them were original. They all came from Holinshead or from Roman history and stuff like that, or from plays that were written by his contemporaries as well, and he'd steal an idea. Like, I think Hamlet was originally written by a play by Thomas Kidd, but it's disappeared, it's been lost. But Thomas Kidd wrote a version of Hamlet where he was supposed to have spent most of his time in a pigsty, but that disappeared. Yeah, because great artists have to learn how to steal stuff and then make it special, you know what I mean? And that's one thing Shakespeare had in abundance, yeah, yeah.
Did you like the Kenneth Branagh era? He tried to make a lot of Shakespeare adaptations in the late 19th, I think.
Yeah, no, I was a big fan of his first one, Henry V, because he played Henry V in Stratford. And then he did a movie of it, and with that wonderful tracking shot at the end. And I really enjoyed Henry V and his Much Ado, which he did with Emma Thompson and Keanu Reeves and Michael Keaton. I love that. Less so is Hamlet, not because he's not a brilliant actor and was great in Hamlet, but because he decided that he was going to do the whole play, you know. Well, I played Hamlet, gosh, a long time ago now, and we cut it down. We got rid of a lot of it. We got rid of a lot of because we did it above a pub in London in a really small theatre, and so we cut down all the epic elements, like we lost Fortinbras and all of that sort of thing. But I just think it's great that you get filmmakers putting Shakespeare on screen. because a lot of producers and a lot of financiers go, nah, Shakespeare isn't going to sell. Like, I had a real struggle trying to get Macbeth onto the screen, and obviously I never succeeded. Although it's saying that, it's still on the back burners. I'll get it made one day. But proof of concept is when we were shooting the promo for the movie in a castle in the snow with horses and armor, and I was thinking, we've done it, we're actually going to get this film made. A producer pal of mine came over to me with a phone and said, look at this. And it was the announcement that Seesaw were making Macbeth with Michael Fassbender. And so I thought, oh, that's okay, we'll just make another one as well. Like, there were two Robin Hoods, but everyone only knows Kevin Costner's Robin Hood, they don't know the other one. So basically the project kind of fell apart. And then we tried to get it off the ground again. And then the Coen brothers, you know, there was Denzel Washington's Macbeth. So I kind of see it as proof of concept. We have a great script, that's why it's always attracted people are interested in doing my version of Macbeth. But yeah, it was a lesson for me in what not to do, really. It's quite hard as well when you're an actor to be taken seriously as a filmmaker because people expect you on the in front of the camera, not behind it. And it was always a struggle for me because the project, the germination of that project, it started with, I talked to Luc Besson about it in 1998, and he supported the project and he was going to produce it with me as well. But because when I went back to the UK and tried to talk to people, to money people and the BBC and stuff, I just got doors closed in my face and stuff. You're not really taken seriously until you've got on the ladder, you know, until you need to make something. So I've kind of gone away now, and I'm working on a project that is much easier to produce. It's modern day, and it's, you know, doesn't cost as much money, you know. But yeah, it's kind of like, that's why I get up in the morning, really. My projects and, you know, creating stuff.
Then show me what you've got.
This is what you wanted, right? To be a pirate. Well, I'll show you what Marines do to pirates.
And now you make something like One Piece. It's an anime, a manga. It's strange for you. I mean, you came from Shakespeare to anime. It's a two very different kind. So how did you do that, and how do you feel about that?
The thing with playing a character like Garp, who's larger than life, existing in this fantastical world. I think the fact that I had training in kind of classical theatre, where you end up on stage larger than life, speaking language that is complex, it kind of equips you well for taking on roles like that. I think that's why probably people think too much, but you see a lot of actors on TV in international English-speaking projects who are kind of classically trained British actors, you know, because whether it be playing Romans or Greeks or this, that, and the other, they inhabit that largeness, and also I think, yeah, that's it. They can inhabit that largeness because it's a skill they acquired doing classical theatre, I suppose. I don't know. But it's very strange because I didn't really know anything about One Piece at all. My agent called me and said, yeah, they want you to do this thing called Project Panda. I got the email saying Project Panda. I was like, what's this? So I kind of Googled it, and and it was just lots of pictures of pandas on the internet. I had no idea what this was, and so I called back my agent back and said, "Well, there's nothing about this Project Panda. Well, what is it? Is it a nature show?" Or what? They went, "No. It's Netflix, and it's super secret. That's why it goes under the code name of Project Panda." "Oh, okay. Well, what's it called?" And he said, "It's called One Piece." "Oh, okay." I tapped One Piece into the computer, and my computer virtually exploded. Suddenly, there was this world, and you know, because I'd never kind of, Studio Ghibli, you know, I watched those movies, you know, and but that's kind of it for Japanese animation as far as I was concerned. I didn't really know any, and the one time I tried to read a manga, I did the foolish thing of reading it from the front and not understanding it. You had to read it from the back and all that kind of thing. But when you kind of dived into the world, you thought, my gosh, this is such an extraordinary universe and such a strong IP, you know. And when it was being made, I was kind of reading about all the other live action attempts at anime and how they'd all kind of crashed and burnt, you know. But when I met the cast, the Straw Hats, you know, Luffy and co, I was just amazed how brilliant they were, the casting was. And then because Oda was so involved in the project and is so involved in the project, that it had that stamp of authenticity to it, and it was made with so much love by Matt and Steve, the showrunners, that I kind of knew it would be a success, the first season. But even so, before it came out, I was dreading it because I thought, well, what will the fans say? Because the fans really, really love this show. I mean, it's extraordinary, the love they have for this show. And yeah, you know, we kind of, you know, struck out. It was a home run, really. It was. I'm very proud to be part of it. You know, it's a great project.
We're almost running out of time, but can you tell us a little bit about the project that you mentioned, your new project? Can you tell something about it, or it's secret?
Yeah, no, it's not secret. It's just very early. It's a 7-part television series that I've written, and it's set in the north of England, and it's about Polish people working and living in the UK around the time of Brexit, and about the struggles they have, and it kind of turns into a kind of crime drama, but I was really keen to explore that part of life in the UK, you know, especially after Brexit. We have so many migrants, because I'm a son of a migrant myself. My family are Irish. So the whole migrant experience, I was keen to explore, you know, and especially in this age where everything has become polarized, you know. So that's kind of what it's about, but I don't really want to say too much about it because, you know, I don't want to put a curse on it, you know.